Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Today is January 23rd, 2025. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings, talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. So today we're going to really cover two different topics, probably deserving of two different segments, but we're going to talk about how to deal with pessimists. Some people think, well, this is too good to be true. Businesses don't really get funding. So we're going to address that. And then also, we're going to speak about the enhancements in our reseller program that I think you'll be very excited about. So we'll cover both of those. We'll be answering your questions. Then, of course, we want to leave today's Zoom, go apply what we've learned, go help people and make money. So if you have any questions again throughout, just type those into the Q&A. It's like a chat box, a Zoom. All right, so we're going to start with some statistics. So these are not my numbers. They're not your numbers. These are true statistics regarding business loans. Are you ready? So I guess the preface first, and it's what I mentioned before. There's a lot of financial illiteracy, and that's the toughest thing about what you and I do is helping people navigate on what's really important, what's real versus untrue or misunderstandings. And so that's, if it weren't for that, your and my job would be easy. But we have to get people off of often an inaccurate or a state of misunderstanding and move them to reality. So let's use some statistics to all come to a common understanding. So, as of today, I researched it this morning before our Zoom. To the best of my knowledge, based upon public information, right now, the SBA, now remember, the SBA isn't the only type of funding that we can facilitate, but this is one type. So, of this one type, currently, the SBA has $287 billion in outstanding loans. Uh-oh, gave you a sneak peek, shouldn't I? So if someone says, oh, no one gets business loans, not only are they wrong, they're wrong to the tune of, and I'll space this out so it's real clear, not thousands, not millions, but billions. Right now, from the most recent statistic I can find, the SBA has outstanding, as of today, $287 billion. So anyone that says, oh no, businesses don't really get loans, this is just one source of funding, that's a big number. And that's a true number. That's a publicly available number. You can look it up as well. But what do we know? What do we know that's so important? Sorry, one more point. Last year alone, they loaned out over 100,000 loans. But building up to my point, what do we know? Is that fundable businesses get funding. So often clients will come to you or me and they'll say, I want funding. I need funding. Well, what they really should be thinking about is, I need a fundable business. Because if they don't have a fundable business, they're not going to get approved. Now, granted, there's different types of loans and different lenders have different underwriting criteria, but we have to qualify. It's too good to be true. A lot of these people think it's like Monopoly. I'm going to roll the dice, and if the numbers are just fortunate enough, I land on my paycheck square of Monopoly and I get paid. No, you have to have a qualified business. That's the problem that you and I solve. We help create fundable businesses. What you and I do, we don't loan any money. You're not a bank, I don't think. We're not a bank. The world doesn't need more banks. The world doesn't need more lenders. There's plenty of banks. There's plenty of lenders. The problem isn't that. The problem is that most businesses are not fundable, so they don't get one of these loans, so they don't get this money. So what's the natural thing to resolve? We need to help create more fundable businesses. In the backdrop here, you have the landing page. So we're providing resellers now landing pages. And so if you don't have a landing page, you don't have to have one, but I'd recommend it because you need somewhere to steer your prospects to put them into your sales funnel. But Claude was asking, what's the graphic in the background? Sorry if that distracted you, Claude. Moving forward. So the bottom line is what you and I do is exactly what's needed in the marketplace. We work with entrepreneurs with no upfront cost, zero out of pocket. See it? Zero out, I'll highlight it. Zero out of pocket. Zero out of pocket. So we help them with no out of pocket cost get a fundable business through the Shelf Corp program. This is incredible. This is incredible. Now, again, are there other lenders other than SBA lenders, other types of financing? Absolutely. But frankly, this is the easiest to get data on because it's from a government site. Any questions you have on these facts? So if someone were to say, well, what's my probability of getting funding? It's 100% if you're qualified, if you're fundable. But that shouldn't be a mystery to people, right? Let's say you're thinking about getting a mortgage. What's my chances of getting a mortgage? It's 100% if you meet the underwriting criteria. Well, what's my chance of getting a car loan? It's 100% if you meet the underwriting criteria. So what have you and I built? We build and offer shelf corporations that provide fundable business entities. So moving on. If you have any questions or comments on that, let me know. Now, I realize we all want to make the world a better place and help other people, but I understand that we also have to take care of you. What's in it for you? So let's look at it from what's in it for you. And we'll also talk about the new enhancement to the comp model, which I think is going to make you very, very happy. So we have two different types of distribution partners. We have resellers, which I believe is most of you. And then we have Shelf Corp stores. Shelf Corp stores, they operate differently. They have a true physical brick and mortar office. They interface with the clients. We're their complete back office, but we don't communicate with their clients at all. Whereby, as a reseller, you and your team are out creating awareness, generating the clients. We do the fulfillment, but we are involved with client interaction. So just keep in mind, don't confuse it. We have Shelf Corp stores, not this group. We have separate trainings for them. Resellers, which is where most of you are. So let's talk about the what's in it for you. So first of all, you set your client pricing. It is up to you how much you want to make from each Shelf Corp store. Now, frankly, I'm going to complicate it, and I know I shouldn't, and I'll regret it before the end of this Zoom. You can frankly charge them up front if you want, right? I said zero out of pocket. I said no upfront cost right here. That's true, but some of you don't want to do it that way. Some of you are charging clients up front, whether it's a down payment, a processing fee. That's up to you. You keep it. Whatever you collect from the client, that's yours. You don't send us part of that. That's your money. So if you want to charge them, you can, but I just wanted to be clear that from our perspective, we no longer require any upfront cost. You set your client pricing. So what that normally means is that the normal reseller is making $5,000 up front and then 5 points on the capital raise, but you control it. We have a new reseller that he sold his first client yesterday, and he chose to make zero up front. That was his choice. He didn't mark it up. That's up to you. So you can mark it up a little, you can mark it up a lot. That's up to you. Regardless, we're not going to require any out of pocket up front. We'll get financing for the rest. Okay, so that's bullet number one. And frankly, this isn't a change. This is the way that it's been. So we're getting to the new information here in a moment. So I believe, and if we look at our statistics, the average reseller is helping one client a day. So this is a side gig, right? This isn't what most of you are focused on, what you spend most of your time or energy, but the typical reseller is enrolling one client a day. So it's a side income. But think about that for a second. If you could start making $5,000 a day consistently, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Nothing on the weekends. I mean, that's 25,000 a week. And I don't want to put anyone on the spot. And I know many of you are very successful, but how many people really make 25,000 a week at their current job or with their current business? Not a lot. So is it a valuable additional income stream? I would sure hope so. And if you argue that's not enough, you're the one setting the client pricing. It still keeps the client pricing with no out of pocket because we're going to finance the purchase price. So if you want to just be average, now you can choose to be below average, but I don't think any of you want to be below average. But if you want to just be average, and if you charge the normal amount and you do the normal volume, that is 5,000 a day. Assume that you take weekends off, you're generating around 100,000 a month, and that's ignoring the money off the back end. So again, I'm not here to sell you pie in the sky, get rich quick. There's no cost to be a reseller. But the bottom line is it's a needed resource, help people earn a great side income. But it's going to get better. It's going to get better, and that's what we're going to get to now. So here's what I'm hearing from a number of you. And I'm not judging at all, but a number of you are telling me that you're not a salesperson. You don't like to sell. You're not good at selling. And I guess we kind of see that with some of your volumes. So we needed to make a pivot to get you out of the sales role. So we thought about it. We modified the comp model. So hear me through, but you can stop selling. And here's what that means. So as of today, we're going to start offering overrides. So that way you can be the CEO of your business, you run your business, you just make money from the production of others. Now, if you want to be a producer as well, you can. But I've just talked to so many of you that said, no, I don't really like selling anything. I'm not good at it. I'm too chatty. I'm not direct enough. I don't know how to ask for a close. I don't have the technical skills to get someone under contract, whatever it may be. So great. So just run your sales organization if you don't want to be a direct producer. So let's go forward on that. We want to start with the mindset. As an entrepreneur, you are the CEO of your business. Maybe the business is small, maybe it's medium, maybe it's large, maybe it's new, maybe it's old. But if you don't see yourself as the CEO of your business, maybe you're not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you're more comfortable in an employee environment. So you are the CEO of your business. You do not have to be the salesperson. So we had a recent training a week or so ago. You can go back and look on our past trainings where we talked about building a sales organization. There was a lot of interest in that, and I realized we're onto something because a lot of you don't want to spend the time, energy, or effort to sell. So what we'll do is we can work together. We can build what we call sales organization, which means you're the CEO and you have a sales team. If you want, the sales team can participate in the reseller marketing program. We had a recent training on that. What does that mean? That means we're going to provide a lot of the tools that some of you seem to not be able to provide on your own. So we're going to provide a landing page. Landing page will look like this. So this way you have your sales team or you have somewhere to drive your prospects to get them into the sales funnel. Because what we've talked about is when we build these for you, as your prospects fill this out, now they're going to be part of a drip marketing campaign. Because what do we know? Most people need 5 to 7 touches before they make a purchasing decision. I think a lot of you have to muster up one point of contact and then you kind of fizzle out. Well, we need to have a system. We need to have automation. We'll provide that, and that's through the reseller marketing program. So you have a landing page that's coded to you, and then and each of your sales teams. So each of your sales team would have their own landing page. Otherwise, there's no accountability. There's no tracking. We have to have tracking to make sure everyone gets paid. We also, through the reseller marketing program, are going to go ahead and provide the contract for them and for you if you need. Because obviously, to take a prospect and make them a client, they need to sign a contract. It needs to look professional. It needs to be set up for e-signature. It needs to have the terms. And I was talking to Elaine, who's on our Zoom this morning. Good morning, Elaine. Elaine sold his first client recently, and frankly, he forgot to mark up the price. And so he didn't make any money on the front end. He kind of overlooked it, and that can happen because we know that not all of you are proficient in developing landing pages, having automation drip sequences, or e-signature contracts. So we realize we need to do more to support you. So the reseller marketing program includes the landing page with automation. It includes the contract. Of course, we have access to the leads with Kyle. And then the comp model that is changing to your benefit, not taking anything away, but we need to have a two-tier comp model. So we're not MLM, we're not network marketing, like that, but we need to have two tiers, right? We need to make sure that you're paid, and then we need to make sure that your sales team's paid. So let's look at the revised, improved comp model. So it's set up where your sales reps make what you used to make. So they make the 5,000 and the 5 points. So that's what you used to make. Actually, right? It's right even up here. Then, as an override, you make 5,000 also up front and also 5 points. So essentially, we've doubled the payout, right? So both your sales team makes 5,000 up front per deal. You make the same, but the benefit to you is you have other people out developing clients and getting contracts signed. They make 5 points off the capital raise, as do you. So it's essentially, we've doubled the payout so you can get paid as well as your sales team. So as far as our resources haven't changed. Like we talked about yesterday, we have QuickCash. If you're not a reseller and you want to become one, it didn't cost a penny to be a reseller. You can just email us and request the reseller packet. If you need to talk to someone, call Madison, and then you can access the past trainings. But let's open it up to questions and comments because we had our Zoom agenda. First, we wanted to validate that, yeah, businesses really do get loans. And in fact, there was over 100,000 of SBA loans alone. Right now, there's almost 300 billion of outstanding SBA loans. So absolutely, businesses are getting funded. But which businesses get funded? Fundable businesses, those that are qualified, those that meet the underwriting criteria. Most small businesses don't, and you and I fix that by providing them a shelf corp that is a fundable entity. We've talked about what's in it for you. As a reseller, you control client pricing, which of course and you control volume, which determines your income. And then we rolled out overrides. We didn't have overrides before. We didn't really have the system in place. Now we do with the landing page technology. So again, you would want to become a reseller first. Then we can add other resellers. And again, it's not network marketing, not MLM, but then we can add other resellers that are part of your organization. They get paid just the way that they always thought they would have. And then you're making the overrides. All right, so let's go through comments, questions. Please type them in and we'll work through them here. Corinthian says, nice. Thank you for the feedback. So Corinthian, this is important for you as well. What do you need to do? What do we need to do for you, Corinthian? So you go enroll a client today. Corinthian, do you have your landing page? Do you have your contract set up? If not, we'll provide you. What did we say? We'll provide you the landing page, Corinthian, and everyone else. If you don't have it, does everyone have their contract set up at the price point? If not, let us know. Then do you have leads? Because if you don't have leads, you're not going to make sales. But if you have your landing page, if you have your contract, and you have leads, now we just need to pitch it. You don't need to pitch it. You can pitch it if you want. If you're not good at it, don't want to, too busy, too lazy, whatever, then let's get sales reps. Let's let your sales reps go out and do the pitch. Okay, so let's see. Elaine's asking about questions. So he's asking pricing. Yeah, so you control the price. We know the wholesale cost of a shelf corp is 10,000. Now, some people say, "Oh, that seems like too much." Well, they don't understand then, right? Because what's part of the value proposition? We're including 100,000 of AR. So if they're paying $10,000, for example, they're getting a 10-to-1 ROI just off the AR, let alone the loan qualification. So I think a lot of you will probably bump your average sales price to 20,000. And so at 20,000, then everybody gets paid. So I think that was really what you're asking. If you're running a Shelf Corp store, you will determine what the back end fee is. And so we made reference to we made reference to the 5 points and 5 points. So if you're a Shelf Corp store, you determine what your back end fee is. If you're a reseller, we know the clients are always going to have a 10% performance fee. Half of that goes out to you. The other half of that goes to your sales team member. We're paying out all of it. We're not making any money off of it, which is fine. As a 501c3, our goal isn't to make money. Our goal is twofold: help you make money to be successful, and secondly, help your clients get funding. All right, so Jeff asked, do we have to have an LLC or a corporation to be a reseller? No, you can operate as a sole proprietorship. And what a lot of people don't know, you can actually get an SBA loan as a sole proprietorship. But having a business entity makes sense. If you don't have a business entity, quite frankly, you may want to get a Shelf Corp yourself, and that provides the business entity. All right, so Corinthian says she has 2 clients having trouble signing. Well, if they're having trouble signing, that suggests that it must be your e-signature software. So Corinthian, what type of e-signature software are you using? Because if you set the contract up correctly, now I'll show you how we do it, Corinthian, and you can do it your way, of course, if you want. But we'll get your landing page set up. Your prospect will fill this out. They'll get a text almost immediately saying, do you agree to receive more information about the Shelf Corps? They type 3 letters, yes, YES. Then 1 minute later, they're going to get the contract. And then that starts the drip marketing sequence. So we deliver the contract right to them. You don't have to send it. It's automated. And that's working really well. We've beta tested this whole model of what we call the reseller marketing program. And our resellers that are using the reseller marketing program are greatly exceeding the average. So because they have all the tools in place, they're more successful. So we would encourage you to consider that. If you're interested in the reseller marketing program, you can either email us and let us know, or you can call Madison. We're going to send you a form because there's some information we need to set up your contract. And there's some information that we need to, well, mainly set up your contract. So we send the reseller marketing form. You tell us what you want, what you want to charge and information you want in the contract. And then our team sets that up. We set up your landing page. We set up the automation, and the automation automatically delivers the contract to them. So it really becomes passive. But someone's going to have to connect the lead to your landing page. I would say maybe you need to get out of that role. You be the CEO. Let's get you some sales reps. The sales reps will drive people to their landing pages. They'll get paid what they're expecting. You get a matching override. Crazy good. All right, let's see here. Kenya says to clear things up, she has a leads list. Yeah, I don't know, Kenya. So I apologize. It's probably me, not you, just trying to juggle so much. So Kenya, you may want to give Madison a call, and maybe Madison can help you resolve the question. I'm not able to do it on the fly. Michael says, this is amazing. I think it's great. In the beginning, we weren't being lazy, Michael and others. We kind of thought with the reseller program, we would bring in, no offense, a more sophisticated group. People that could build their own landing pages. They wouldn't need our help. They could set up their own contract for e-signature. They wouldn't need our help. Have a drip marketing campaign, wouldn't need our help. And frankly, not everyone can. So with that being said, great, we'll provide all of that. We know how to do it. We do it. We developed 22 of them last evening. So just get into the reseller marketing program and we'll provide all that. You don't have to do that. You can be a reseller for free without all the extra tools, but I would recommend getting the extra tools, especially because it'll make you more successful, I believe. But secondly, then that would allow us to build a sales team for you. Because if we don't have the tools in place, there's no tracking. We wouldn't be able to pay you overrides. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Elaine's asking a question. It's a good question, and I'll bring it up for the group. This is, well, actually, I won't. I'm going to bring it up tomorrow. So on tomorrow's topic, we're going to address Elaine's question, and it's based around what to do with clients that want a larger capital raise. Because the Shelf Corp, as it comes, is designed for 100,000 capital raise. So Elaine's bringing up a good point. What do we do for clients that want more? I'm going to table that respectfully till tomorrow, and that'll be our focus. How do we deal with clients that want more than 100,000? Because frankly, the shelf comes ready for 100,000. We need to make some tweaks. So great question. We'll make that tomorrow's topic, and we'll dig deep into that. All right. Frederick's asking, when did we roll out the reseller marketing program? My memory's not so good on details, but it was not too long ago, earlier this month, and you can go back and see when we did, Frederick, it was on our training. So we rolled it out. We had a grand announcement on a morning Zoom, went into more detail than what I just summarized here. But yeah, if you want to go back and see that training, you can see that training and all others. All right, Corinthian says she's using PDF in filler for her e-contracts. Well, I would say if it's working for you, keep doing it. If it's not working for you, then we may want to get you into the reseller marketing program, which would provide the perks we've discussed. It'll provide you a landing page with automation. It will automatically include a contract, so the clients get the contract automatically, the prospects get the client automatically, and then can e-sign it, excuse me. And then it allows us to build a sales organization because then we have the tracking system in place for overrides. I think a lot of you are going to really like that because, helping people, great. Making money, great. Doing work, a lot of people don't want to do any work. So you can just be the CEO. We'll build a team of sales reps underneath you. You get paid the same as you had expected. They get paid the same as they expected. We're taking the hit financially, but that's fine. We're not in it for the money. We're in it for the results of getting clients funded. So this is great for you, I think. All right, let's see here. Franz asked about the structure of the sales reps, and that's a good point. I probably didn't go into that enough. That's up to you, Franz. So we can build a sales team however you want. Normally you do 1099 commission only, but you don't have to do it that way. They could be US based or non-US based. That's completely up to you. Because remember, Franz, you're the CEO of your business. We're providing the infrastructure, but you're managing your business. So frankly, it's up to you how you want to build your team. Our point is we've evolved our model so now you can afford to have a team. The team gets paid very lucratively. I mean, your team, if they're average, your team members, your sales reps should make 100,000 a month. I'll tell you right now, the average sales rep out in the market, they don't make 100,000 a month. The average sales rep doesn't make 100,000 a year. So you're going to be able to get a lot of people, Franz, that want to come to work for you when you have a legitimate way to get them income of 100,000 a month with legal, ethical, real model. So, but ultimately, you're the CEO of your business, Franz. So you decide who you want as your sales reps. Sonia's asking about direct to merchant financing. Yes. So if you have a Shelf Corp store, one of the advantages is the direct to merchant financing, but I don't want to go too deep into that because that's irrelevant for resellers. But yes, if you want to open a store, there's a number of perks, one of which is the direct to merchant financing. Affiliate links, no, we've gotten rid of the affiliate program. We have the reseller program, and the landing page looks just like this. All right, last question, and we'll wrap it up since we're at the bottom of the hour. The question is, can we work with foreign nationals? Yes, yeah. So anyone that wants to buy a Shelf Corp from you can. They can be U.S. or non-U.S. based. It's the same process. All right. So with that being said, I don't know I got to everyone's questions. Some seem duplicative, but if there's a question that's remaining, feel free to give Madison a call. She's really good at answering questions. She didn't know the answer. She can get it for you. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to take a deep dive into how to handle clients that want a larger capital raise. Because you might look at this and say, well, this doesn't fit. If my client wants $3 million, this doesn't fit. I'll show you why it does fit. We can go after as much as you want with the Shelf Corp. It's just we have to modify it, that's all. But we'll go through that in detail tomorrow. If you need QuickCash, 509pacific.org. Want to become a reseller, email us support@businessparalegalcorp.com. If you want someone to talk to, someone to be your friend, someone to put your head on their shoulder, call Madison. Past trainings on Zoom. On YouTube, I'm sorry. And thank you all. We'll see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.